Hello to everyone. 안녕하세요. Nice to meet you. 반갑습니다. I'm Luc Raymond. 저는 Luc Raymond입니다. It's my great pleasure to be with you today. And at Schneider Electric, we are proud to be leading the digital transformation of energy management and industrial automation for our partners and customers. We are powering and digitizing the economy based on our firm belief that together, power and digitization are at the heart of life, education, progress, and business performance in the world of today. And that's what I would like to share with you today. So thank you very much to ET News for the invitation to be with you today and to comment about the decade of action, which necessitates transformations and to start the implementation of the new Nexus model that supports the current market trends on electrification and digitization. I will start by a few elements about climate change, and it's all about emissions. And if you look at carbon emissions, it's an issue of energy and efficiency. Climate change is undeniably the defining issue of our time, and in simple terms, it's an energy challenge. Why? Because over 80% of global CO2 emissions are due to the production and consumption of energy. And the way we use energy today is inefficient. 60% of it is lost or wasted. So whilst we saw overall emissions fall slightly last year due to COVID restrictions, without significant structural change, we are inevitably seeing a rebound and we know that despite an ever-increasing number of companies pledging carbon emissions reductions, we need to increase CO2 emissions reductions between 3 to 5 times from now till 2030 to have chance making the 1.5 degrees pathway. So there's not a moment to lose. So we have asked ourselves at Schneider, what else can we do to go faster? Well, we don't need to be perfect to solve climate change. We just need to be electric and move faster in the right direction. So, for example, making electricity with renewables, such as wind or solar, takes 1/3 of the energy of making electricity with fossil fuels. The technology exists to digitize electrical distribution and to make what we call the invisible visible. What does that mean? It means that first, it is to see how we use our energy, and then adding to this with smart devices, applications, analytics, and software, it allows you to go one step further and deploy energy more efficiently. And it allows you to capitalize on a huge potential area for energy savings. This is perhaps where we can see the quickest wins in carbon reduction, and it's far easier to save a unit of energy than it is to make one. On the area of electrification, an electrical vehicle will use about 1/3 as much energy as a fossil fuel vehicle, and for low temperature heat, like domestic hot water or space heating, a heat pump needs only 1/3 to 1/4 of the energy of heating the same thing with fossil fuels. Electrification is an essential condition for the transition to clean energy, is not only increasing power consumptions, but also the quantity and variety of electrical equipment that can shift around their demand. Green hydrogen is becoming more popular with the time, and even though it still has some challenges in terms of cost and round-trip efficiency, it will continue to develop. And carbon capture, use, and storage will also are still in early days due to determine the full potential of what we can do, and starting with small to mid-sized projects. But projects are developing on underground reservoir, and they are going to bigger scale over time. So all these are elements that are likely to come at a later stage to help and scale energy savings and new type of energy usages. Electricity production and trading are thus no longer limited to large centralized generators and retailers, leading to what we call a new energy landscape. This new energy landscape is defined as a shift from a system that is driven by finite fossil-based energy towards a system using a majority of clean and renewable resources, also maximizing the opportunities available from increased energy efficiency and better management of energy demand and response. Small-scale clean installations located behind the consumer meters, such as photovoltaic panels, energy storage, and electrical vehicles are increasingly widespread and already transforming our energy systems. In fact, 295 gigawatts was the annual renewable capacity of 21. It is expected to double by 2030, exceeding 40% of total energy share. In 21, electrical vehicle stocks surpassed the forecast of vehicles, and by 2030, it is expected to be 7% of the road vehicle fleet, including trucks and all types of vehicles. And then 500 gigawatts of demand response should be brought onto the market by 2030 to meet the pace of expansion required in the net zero emissions scenario by 2050. And to achieve this, we need to rely in the new energy landscape where consumers are able to take control of their own energy. When electricity is produced by variable renewables, greater system flexibility is needed to consistently balance supply and demand. In Schneider Electric, we believe that digital technology will be key to scale up and orchestrate demand-side flexibility and leverage small-scale flexibility with more advanced real-time energy demand visualization and analytics. Electricity is the fuel for this new electric world, one which is more sustainable and more resilient. I would like to explain here why. As I explained earlier, digital makes the invisible visible, and thanks to digital technology, we can improve efficiency, eliminate energy waste, and optimize the end-to-end from plant to plug. Secondly, electricity makes energy green because electricity is the most efficient energy, proven to be 3 times more efficient than the other sources, and it's also the best vector of decarbonation. These two combined are the key and can change the trajectory of carbon emissions and therefore will help us to have a sustainable future in the planet. Now, diving more in decarbonation, the global economy is about shifting from burning fossil fuel and stepping up electrification and clean energy alternatives. But it's also about being smarter and more efficient with our own resources and energy usage. We think the best watt is the one that we still don't consume, and we think productivity and efficiency is also the name of the game. So diving a bit further into what our mission should be and trying to explain what we do at Schneider to tackle these challenges. In fulfilling this purpose, we see our mission in a very clear manner. We want to be your digital partner in sustainability and efficiency. And sustainability is at the heart of everything we do. Firstly, we are trying to be at our very best ourselves to try to lead by example in our own ecosystem, what we do throughout our company and with our partners across our extended supply chain. But we are also helping our customers accelerate their own journey towards net zero with products, softwares, and services that drive efficiency and resiliency. We believe that access to energy is a basic human right, so we engage with communities all over the world to help access green electricity and make positive difference both to the environment and to our society. This ability to have such a tremendous impact is not just something we are proud of, it's an immense opportunity and a crucial responsibility for our company. The main challenge of our generation is probably climate change, but there is some good news. We are the generation that came to know about it. We are and will be the generation, and probably the only one generation that can change the trajectory of carbon emissions before it's too late, and therefore climate change. We believe that companies can do more than survive. We believe that they can thrive and maximize their positive impacts. And if they deeply rethink and adapt who they are, what we do, and how they do it by pursuing what we can call an impact company principle. The first principle of an impact company is that you need to do well to do good, and vice versa, for which performance is key because it's the foundation for doing good. Your business also needs to be part of the solution, and so are the programs you commit to covering all ESG dimensions. The second guiding principle of impact company is to bring everyone along. This requires you to set yourself up for global and local impact thanks to the right model and culture. and ensure that you are embarking all the stakeholders in your ecosystem. Our ambition at Schneider Electric is to achieve carbon neutrality in our operations, which is called Scope 1 and Scope 2 by 25, including offsets, and net zero CO2 emission by 2030 with no offset. Some of our sustainability initiatives include, for example, by 2025, carbon neutral operations, by 2030, reducing Scope 3 emissions by 35% end-to-end, by 2040, end-to-end carbon neutral value chain, and by 2050, net zero supply chain at this time. All of this is enabled by digitization that provides a high level of visibility as we track against our goals. We aim to create more value for our customers with our portfolio and software services analytics by growing in specific business areas. The concept of Schneider Electric response to current challenges is based on a technology. We are a technology company, and this technology is based on the EcoStruxure architecture. Imagine a layer of connected products fully equipped with sensors, communication protocols, ready to serve a powerful data generation assets, and enabling you to be more informed and efficient across the life cycle of your projects. That's EcoStruxure in a nutshell. What's more, as an open solution, EcoStruxure lets you work with products from different providers, not just Schneider Electric. With different EcoStruxure solutions, you install the right connected products, collect the data, analyze the data, and then use information and intelligence to make smart decisions while creating and maintaining a resilient operations, covering the automation and the powering of your installation. This is what we call a vertical integration, going in total transparency from endpoint to the cloud, and ensuring complete digital transparency and same digital model to service everyone, from the operator on the plant floor to the CXO in the control room, on their phone, tablet, or virtual and remote point on the cloud. EcoStruxure has 3 layers of technology. The first layer is what we call connected products. We have a simple principle at Schneider. Our products are able to be connected not only to our systems, but to anyone's. So they are developed on open standards, and they will allow on the shop floor electrification, metering, and of course, connectivity for automation at every level. The second level is the edge control, because local control has to be adapted to precisely follow what's happening locally and to be able to react real time. People always need the capability to be in control of the local facility or the building or the data center, whether it's in the building, in the plant, on the floor, or on the machine. Finally, the third level is a set of digital services and software by application to give sense to the data that you have with analytics and algorithms. Our IoT-enabled architecture and platform that digitizes and simplifies medium and low voltage electrical distribution system. It leverages the most advanced measurements, sensing, mobility, cloud analytics, and cybersecurity technologies to enable real-time management and control of all energy-related processes. All of this is made possible with open and interoperable platforms, helping you to optimize cost and solutions, and finally, a flexible solution that helps drive overall flexible solutions. And when we pull all of this together, it builds a continuous thread of capabilities that goes from data acquisition and formatting to all of the data being made available to a catalog of possibilities from design to operations, and then more capabilities that plug into helping the design of installations. We combine different software platforms and our deep domain knowledge to create EcoStruxure digital solutions that solve our customers' concrete challenges. This enables innovative collaboration in areas such as artificial intelligence, where data, lifecycle data management analytics, and cybersecurity are critical imperatives. At Schneider Electric, our software ecosystem and partnership is across the entire life cycle, covering industrial automation with AVEVA. Both AVEVA and EcoStruxure were founded on open and agnostic values. Together, we are committed to working with you and harnessing the power of our ecosystem to drive agility from engineering to operations. Like never before, we are uniting industrial software with energy management software to give you the performance intelligence you need to shape a sustainable future. As I mentioned before, we need two big disruptions today: energy transition, digital transition. That allows us to think about the world that is much more efficient and much more sustainable based on two pillars: energy efficiency and process efficiency. At Schneider Electric, we think that these two are impossible to decouple. If you want to tackle your efficiency in energy, you need to tackle your process. To slow down your machine at times, to switch off parts of your building at times, they are linked. At the same time, if you want to run your process efficiently, you need to have the energy that is reliable and efficient to sustain that process. We are taking all about one equation for total efficiency, for sustainable future, today more than ever. So what makes us stand out with this? And I would like to focus for this on the benefits and the proven results, because we are engineers, we are of course fond of technologies, but the most important element is what does it bring in terms of output. So while working with our customers around the world since many, many years, we see energy efficiency and productivity savings, but also significant benefits in reliability, people safety, equipment, and sustainability. And you can see on this chart how big the savings can be for each of these domains, from energy efficiency, decarbonation, and downtime reduction. So how does this approach, the integration of power and process, take sustainability beyond the buzzword and prove real business value? We think sustainability and business do not oppose each other, and as technology goes and as our experience goes, we are more and more convinced that sustainability is not just a responsibility, it's actually a business opportunity, and I will try to illustrate how. We have proven that digital unification from the design, the management, and operation of energy and automation systems can boost efficiency and sustainability across the full life cycle of an operation. And alongside our industrial clients and strategic partner, AVEVA, we developed EcoStruxure Power and Process to deliver transformative improvements in efficiency, ROI, and sustainability for your operations by integrating the data and design of your energy and automation systems. How do we do that? The combined view and management of energy and automation provided by EcoStruxure Power and Process can decrease electrical instrumentation and control engineering, CapEx, by up to 20%, and downtime by up to 15%, with improved design, planning, scheduling, operation, and maintenance, improve process energy use by up to 10%, reducing both energy cost and carbon intensity, lower emissions through optimized energy and automation efficiency. The integration of power and process enables visibility and control of real-time performance for measurable impact to profitability at every stage in the plant lifecycle. You can't control what you don't measure. That's a generic principle of efficiency and sustainability. So digital bring new capabilities to collect data and measure everything, remotely monitor and control operations, and use data to predict what can happen. This is relevant across the complete life cycle of an installation, starting with planning, design, building, and then operations and maintenance. At the point of operate and maintain, digital services, for example, give us the ability to predict the lifetime of a piece of equipment, and so to be able to put in place capabilities that extend the lifetime of equipment, and this is more important, the most important for a critical equipment, of course. I would like to illustrate the journey of a mining sector customer towards carbon reduction, because talking a lot is important, but giving illustration for our customers is the most illustrative, of course, and the most speaking element. So we started to collaborate with this customer in 2015, when they had the appetite to measure energy consumption. Once they started to realize how much they were spending in energy, and we continued with an energy audit, and based on the results, they decided to go for a power purchase agreement in 2019. Since then, we have gone through several steps to help them to have a seamless integration between power and process, maximizing process uptime and reliability, integrating as well the electrical distribution with the energy management system and other subsystems, improving the overall energy consumption. The journey we have ahead is still very exciting, and our customer is looking towards the integration of renewable like solar in their different sites, EV fleet, unified operation center, and many other key steps on scope 1, 2, and 3 of carbon emissions reductions. So we feel proud to have the opportunity to work in such a transformation and to be the trusted partner of this customer, to learn from our customers and to help them achieving their biggest goals that at the same time are beneficial for the planet and for the business itself. And we are continuously lifting our skills and consultative approach for these kind of projects. Another example is that we have also a great success story in oil and gas sector, where our customer had a challenge to optimize oil pump operations in remote locations with very few senior operators. So they had also many unplanned downtime and needed an optimization of oil volumes productions. Thanks to the implementation of EcoStruxure Power, integrated with the EcoStruxure Autonomous Production Advisor, which is the platform that brings together data from sensors and drives to an edge controller, which at the same time runs machine learning models to identify patterns from the collected data, they were able to achieve 13% of increase in production and 34% of energy consumption reduction. So reducing as well the number of abnormal events and extending equipment lifetime. So altogether, more output and less input for this customer. And of course, there are many others. So I would like to give one local example in Korea, of course, that I wanted to present you, and that's NIT Korea, leading producer of air pollution reduction systems, specialized in integrated industrial electrostatic precipitators, ESPs. They were looking for a turnkey solution from a single vendor to improve customer service with remote monitoring, compliance with government environmental policy. We provided a complete, flexible, cloud-based EcoStruxure machine solution, including digital services and power products with the support of Alliance Machine System Integrator partner. Implementation of this solution ensures 20% cost saving on customers' initial investment and workforce requirements, increased operational efficiency, and facilitated new business model to remotely serve end users. You can follow their success on their website. Another example is Hunga Korea, top packaging machinery manufacturer in Korea. The customer aimed to maintain #1 packaging OEM in South Korea with a safe, efficient operation with a requirement of real-time monitoring data coming from the machine, allowing to plan predictive maintenance. This became possible with Schneider Electric solution based on EcoStruxure Augmented Operator Advisor. Now, Hunga colleagues have a dashboard with real-time monitoring information and can identify defective and genuine production rate, motor speed without time delay, and dismantling equipment. The energy and cost efficiency of the machine was also significantly improved as well. And one more, maybe last, SK Broadband Company, leading internet services provider, expanding business with new IT services. We helped our customer to build a large capacity cooling solution which ensure a high data center efficiency during the pandemic time, and there was another great achievement in Korea. So that's the examples that I wanted to share on how concrete steps based on technology and know-how can really drive a super strong impact on sustainability, decarbonation, and can leverage the fundamental power of electrification and digitization to do a better business for the short term and preserve the planet. With this, I would like to thank you for your attention. So Gabshab Hamida, and thank you very much again. Looking forward to seeing you in Korea next time.